Hello, thank you for tuning in. The tarot cards I'm going to use for this one are The Art of Love Tarot by, I was just looking at the name, Denise Jarvie, artwork by Tony Carmine Salerno. I'll get that a little closer so you can read it if you want to. Here's what the front of the box looks like. And there's a website, blueangelonline.com. Feel free to check that out if you're interested in these cards, of course. Supportive Oracle cards, Spellcasting Oracle cards by Barbara, Flavia, and Lisbeth. Flavia, Barbara, and Lisbeth. I just realized I said that out of order. They're their full names if you're interested. On the back here are some websites. Shewhoisart.com is what pops up to me most times. Feel free to freeze frame and check out any of that information, of course, if you're interested. And the dice I use are from Amazon. I use the 20, and somebody made the point that I'm also missing the Fool card. That is correct. I didn't realize that, but you're right. I'm missing the Fool card, and I'm missing the World card, 21. But I roll with it. And for the Minor Arcana, I use a combination of the 12, 1 through 12, which omits Queen and King, but I roll with it. And I use the four-sided dice to select the element, in case you're wondering what I'm doing there. All right. Hopefully that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. Thank you very much. And now on to your reading. Hello, Leo. Thank you very much for tuning in to this week's read. For the readings are valid for whenever you come to them. That being said, what do we have for Leo? There's a card that's just kind of fell off the top of the deck that I think we're going to take. But let's get these down first. Ooh. This card, Six of Swords and the Ace of Cups. So exactly how that's going to... Yeah, I guess Heart Chakra. Heart Chakra fell out while I was shuffling, so that came out too. So this might be something about love. Does not have to be a romantic love. It could be just like a very important relationship to you. So it's not likely it's a coworker unless the coworker is very important to you and you very much care about them. Very deep, heartfelt going on here. This is definitely something that's been very important to you for a long time and that you've probably been taking care of or looking out for quite a while. Very deep, heartfelt connection with this situation. This is one of those things when this person's in trouble, you drop everything and help them. It's one of those. I also got the Lover's card here. It does not have to be a romance thing, but the Lover's card is here. And then the King of Swords, or King of Wands, is kind of like the Leo card too, in my opinion. A lot of times I read it that way. So it's very strong here. Very strong, very strong, heartfelt connection. Very, very bonded. Again, if this person needs you, I drop everything and there I go. And lately, I feel like there's a lot of little things where I feel like I'm picking up the pieces for this person a lot lately. Yeah, there's a lot of problems going on here with this person. I'm stabilizing it the best I can. I keep picking up the pieces, but it's kind of like there's things coming from left field here, like what is going on? Every time I turn around, something's going on here. And I have to like pick up the pieces for this person. I am holding it together, but it's kind of like I realize that this can't stay this way forever. Something's not right. Something's going to give. I need to figure out what the problem is. We really need to find out what the problem is here. Because the person you're picking up the pieces for, I think they're becoming a little dependent on you. We need to redirect that energy. I think this is why this is coming in. They also have that very strong sense, that very strong bond with you, but they're not dealing with something they should be. I feel like they're relying on the love you have for them to pull them through, and they're depending on that too much. The fact that you do care is a beautiful thing, but that shouldn't be like how this person is surviving through whatever they're going through. That's not helping, ironically. This person might be skirting around how they got where they got. This doesn't have to be like a blame thing, by the way. Just kind of like, if I'm 500 miles away from home, how did I get here? That's all. Not saying anybody made a good decision or bad decision. It's not about the why, it's about how. I did this, I decided that, I did this, I decided that, blah, 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 blah. Now, lo and behold, I'm 500 miles away from home. How am I going to get back home now? It doesn't have to be a blaming thing, just kind of like, okay, these decisions led me here. That's all. Not like a blaming, just kind of like, okay, that's how I got here. Is that what is that? They got to look at how they got where they got. Because once they realize how they got where they got, they have power over the future. I truly believe that. It's not about blaming for decisions, it's just about acknowledging, yep, I made that decision, that's how I got here. Makes sense. Now, how do I get back to where I want to be? How do I use this information to get where I want to be? That's where we need to go with this. I don't know, I keep going through this whole thing like it's not about blaming anybody. It's just about acknowledging that decision got me where I am now. If we're able to do that, it's going to give this person a point of reference to actually build. The Seven of Pentacles, which is what this is, it's like a sapling. This is where things can grow from, and if we take care of it correctly and we give it what it needs, the water, the food, the sunshine, and we trim it back when we need to, it can flourish and be a beautiful, beautiful situation. But if we don't tend to it and give it the water and sunlight and care that it needs, it's going to kind of grow wild and it's not going to be very stable. So it's almost like people don't realize that there's some plants in the wild that the reason they flourish is because they get beat back. It's like certain animals like deer or whatever, they'll eat certain plants, and the more they eat the plant, the more that plant flourishes. It just kind of kicks in that response for it to grow better. I don't know why we're going there, but what they're saying with this situation is don't keep picking up the pieces. There's the Three of Wands, but I feel like this is just a random energy where I just keep moving forward and just kind of like, oh, I need to do this, oh, I need to do that. The Two of Wands is also kind of like, I'm seeing those two together. This isn't helping. We got to stop that. We got to kind of break that down one way or another. We got to kind of back up and help this person kind of flourish on their own a little bit more. There's a conversation that needs to be had. You might want to pull in somebody else to help you with this. You might not. It depends on your situation. If there's somebody you trust to help you work it out with this person, you might want to pull in somebody. It's up to you. But communication needs to happen. I don't see Leo as being afraid to say what they need to say, but it's more about directing the energy where you need it to go. It's not just about having a conversation. It's about where that conversation needs to go. So you might want to pull somebody in, up to you, to help keep this conversation in focus, in line with where it needs to go. Because these two cards together, is that the 7th? 6th. Seeing that there's a problem here and finding a way to correct it so that this person, whoever you're picking up, can actually flourish on their own is what needs to happen. If we're able to do that, I do feel like there's a new level of hope for this person. They will become that magician energy, and there could be a lot of healing, a lot of empowerment, a lot of self-sustainability. I don't feel like that's the right word. Self-reliant. They'll be able to have control of their future. If they have control of their future, they can create the future that they actually want. By you picking up the pieces, they make the grade, they're okay, they're going to live to see another day, but they don't have control of where they're going. Because when you pick up the pieces, it has to go where you have to put the pieces. They don't have control about where these pieces are going. they're not going to be able to have the control of creating the life they want until they heal from what the choices were that they made. They weren't. It's not about blaming for choices. It's just kind of acknowledging I made this choice. This is how I ended up 500 miles from home. It's kind of like if you got on the wrong bus and you didn't pay attention, and then all of a sudden you're 500 miles away from home without a penny to your name, and you're like, oh, all right, now what am I going to do? Realizing, oh, I got on that bus. I thought it was the right bus. I took a nap thinking I was fine, and that's how I ended up where I am. Okay, that was the choice. I'm not saying it was a bad choice. I was tired. I needed a nap. I thought it was the right one. I didn't see the right one. I thought it was. It's not about blaming for those decisions. It's just like acknowledging, oh, I did that. That's how I ended up here. If we can empower them to move forward the way they want to and heal from that past, they can have control of their future. Anything else I need to say about that? 10 of Wands, half in, half out, and the Judgment in their favor. They're not going to have control of everything, and it's not about them having control of everything. It's just about them kind of like, oh, this happened. I made that decision. This happened. I made that decision. This is how I ended up where I am. Like, the Judgment in their favor is just kind of like seeing like, oh, okay, so when I ride the bus, maybe I should triple check that. When, if I feel tired, like, I don't know if sleeping on the bus is my best idea if I don't have to. That's all. No, it's not about blaming. It's just like realizing how they got where they got. Maybe they want to make different decisions. Or maybe it's like, well, when I do these things, maybe I need to bring somebody else with me to help me make sure I got on the right bus. And that way, if I want to take a nap, they'll keep an eye out. And if things don't look right, they'll wake me up and I'm going to make different decisions. Something like that. Is there anything else with this? Sometimes I keep getting like this bus analogy, like there's one more version of this. It's almost like, connecting with somebody in the sense of like, letting them know what's going on, maybe communicating more about what they're doing and having that, that sounding board to bounce their information off of to make sure that what they're doing makes sense or sounds like it makes sense. You know what I mean? Like, I'm supposed to be at this spot at this time, and could you call me to make sure that I'm awake at this time to make sure I don't oversleep or something like that. I don't know if you'd be that sounding board. You could be, maybe not, but things like that. Just different ways to do the same things so that the way they have a better outcome. That way it empowers them to create the future they actually want. I think that's it. All right. I'm going to shut this down here. Hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below. Same email. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great day.